Hey everybody, my name is Chad Morris and I'm an author. I write books like these. And today I am here with Artist Chat, which is something that a bunch of authors are doing and illustrators where any readers can tag us on Twitter and send us questions, and we want to answer your questions. Kind of something fun to do while everybody's practicing social distancing and everything. So my question for today comes from Amy Kate Parker. She says, my 8-year-old would love to know more about Willa. She's loving the book and we are almost done. I'm not sure she's going to know what to do next. So I'll try to answer this in a way that other people would want to hear too. She's probably referring to the latest, Willa and the Whale. It just came out a couple of weeks ago. I'll answer that one in a second. I'll tell you more about Willa. But first, 8 years old and reading this, you got to be reading it to her because this is a big book for an 8-year-old. That's awesome. If she's reading it on her own, awesome. He or she. Anyway, but I want to talk about what to do next. Because with all this, everybody staying at home, social distancing stuff, I think it's a perfect time to pick up another book. In fact, in my family, we've got 5 kids. What we decided to do was everybody in the family threw their name into this hat, so to speak, and everybody picked one out. And then whoever's name you got to pick a book you thought the other person would like to read. So, for example, my daughter picked for me, and my book is going to be The War That Saved My Life, which I hear is an awesome book, and I should have read it years ago, and it's been on my to-read list for forever, and I just haven't gotten to it. So now it's a perfect time for me to jump in. We set a page limit. You got to read this far, right? You don't have to read the whole book, and just see if that's something you want to do. Maybe that's something you want to try. And if you want, you could tag me and I'll tell you what I recommend you read. I don't even have to pick one of my own. There's awesome books out there. Or maybe tag another author in Artist Chat, and maybe they can too. But also to answer the question, I'll tell you a little bit more about Willa. So one cool thing about Willa, part of what it's based on is this idea of somebody loving sea creatures, right? Willa loves sea creatures. And when she goes through a tough time, she decides to talk to a whale because whales can hear for hundreds of miles and they're kind of awesome and stuff like that. I won't give away too much about the book. But one thing where it came from is both Shelley, my co-writer and author and wife, co-author and wife, both love sea creatures. But Shelley grew up up in Washington, Portland, Oregon, places like that. And she went to tide pools and she'd go out and watch the creatures best we can. We've been up there as a family to check them out, and we just think sea creatures are pretty awesome. If you ever want to write a book, you always want to be on the lookout for things that are super interesting. And like for us, that's just something cool. Like, for example, we found out there's this thing called a bobbit worm. It's just like this long creature. It kind of has this long neck, but it's its whole body like a worm. And then it has these frills on the top, and it creeps down under the ocean floor, and it waits for fish to swim by. And then as soon as it finds one it likes, it's like, that's the exact sound it makes, right? It's kind of crazy that it's down there. And of course, octopus and squid, the ink are super cool. Whales we think are awesome. Humpback whales love to come out of the water and splash. Blue whales have always been a favorite of mine just because they're so huge, right? The largest creature out there. So anyway, that's one of the reasons that got us curious to write this one, is we just think that sea creatures are absolutely amazing. They play a part of this, but a lot of it's about Willa. All of it's about Willa. And I hope that kind of satisfies a little bit. I do think it's a great opportunity to keep reading. Good luck in all this craziness as you're at home. And if you have any more questions, feel free to tag me on Artist Chat, and I'd love to answer. See you guys. Have a great one.